You sat here on this microphone. You said it. We talked about it on Friday. Will Dylan Larkin still be a Red Wing technically come Monday? We both said yes, and here we are. And the bottom line, Sean, I say this all the time. People don't make deadlines. Time makes deadlines. Mm-hmm. It's still the summer. We're still way away from the season. There's like a trade, there's like their little mini camp and stuff like that was going on. We're still far, far away. With that being said, Sean, to me, there was no pressure to move him. They didn't have to move him. Nope. Stevie didn't have to move him. It's business as usual, right?
Yeah, it was from day one. I mean, I go back to the leverage that people talked about Dylan Larkin. Dylan Larkin doesn't have leverage. He doesn't. I don't know how else to say that. And Steve Yzerman came out and said exactly what I told you he'd say. Albeit he didn't squint as much, okay? All right? Dylan approached me. He does. Let's not pretend, all right? My job as manager of the Detroit Red Wings is to do what's in the best interest of the Detroit Red Wings. That's what he was going to say. That's what he eventually said. I don't think this is carried well into the season. I don't. But he's done it before. He made Marty St. Louis sit a long time. He made Jonathan Drouin sit a long time. And I remember people even argued with me. Of course, they didn't remember the circumstances, but Jonathan Drouin was different. Was he? He had an asset that was the third overall pick in the National Hockey League. And he told everybody, no, he's under contract. He's going to be here. Or he'll be with our AHL affiliate. And then when we feel he can come up, then he can come up. That was a year and a half, man. A year and a half since when he asked for, his trade to when he was eventually traded. And Steve is going to do that. He is not going to move until he gets a move that he feels will work well for the Red Wings. And in the meantime, here's the difference, all right? The Tampa Lightning were in the process of doing this, right? The Detroit Red Wings are not. They are not. So does that speed up the timeline? This is 1,000% guess. Yes. I don't think this will be a year and a half. But, I mean, he told you exactly what we said he would tell you. That, okay, he approached me. We'll do our best. I can't make any guarantees. But at the end of the day, my job is to do what's in the best interest of the hockey club, and that's what I'm going to do. So here we are.
All right, well then, answer this, smart guy. Mike G, Larkin for Jason Robertson, make it happen, man. I'm sorry. I did that to you on purpose. I take full responsibility for my actions.
You sure?
Is that
Mike G, it says it right here.
Mike, come on, you're better than that. Mike.
Okay.
Just to give everyone the backstory to it, Jason Robertson has had talks with a lot of teams. Most recently, he turned down an 8-year, $15 million a year contract. Yes. 8 years, $120 million NHL contract. He turned it down from the Seattle Kraken.
If Jim Nill sent Jason Robertson to Detroit, now let's say Jason Robertson even says, yeah, I'm cool with it. If Jim Nill sent Jason Robertson to Detroit for Dylan Larkin, I'd lose all respect for Jim Nill. And so would the rest of the National Hockey League. Jason Robertson's a better player, period, end of story. How else do you want me to say that? That's part of the problem, Neil, and I know you've been fighting this fight, and why do you hate Larkin and all that stuff. People have put this guy on a plateau he doesn't belong. He's a really good player.
Right.
There isn't a team in the National Hockey League that would turn down Dylan Larkin. There isn't. Every team. And that's why it was always funny about why do you hate Larkin? Why do you hate Larkin? Did you hear what I just said? Everybody wants a Dylan Larkin. Everybody wants it. He is a second center. He is a very good player. You're talking about a younger guy who snipes. They're on different levels. I don't know how else to say that. I'm not being mean. They're on different levels. And by the way, I know nobody wants to hear this, Neil. We talked about it during the year. If you're a bigger name guy, why would you want to come to Detroit right now? even the most diehard Red Wing fan, the Tammy Chins of the world, okay? They know where this team is at. They know that guys, whether you want to admit this or not, we're about to enter another just wait a couple years phase. We are. We're there right now. We are. We're living there right now. Just wait another couple years, okay? So why would you want to come here?
Woodward Sports chat thread, Danny G. USA's making the round of 16 guaranteed. Danny G, of course, that's the expectation, and that's what we need to see happen. But if I were betting it, I'm taking Bosnia at 5.5 to 1 to advance. Like 5.5 to 1. If I were going to bet on USA, I would just take the money and put it in a bank CD because I can't lose it. Should they win? Of course they should win. Are they minus 800 better than Bosnia? USA is not minus 800 better than anyone.
Neil, we talked. They could legitimately win their next 2 matches. Legitimately.
Sure.
You know, Bosnia and then presumably Egypt. They could win those next 2. And if they do, my gosh, it's brand new holiday type stuff.
Yeah,
right?
but Sean, like when you start unpacking that, like, okay, you beat Bosnia, then you play Egypt. They should win. Mo Salah is one of the best goal scorers in the world. He will get a goal against the USA.
And listen,
he will.
Neil,
and then you got to get 2.
I'm going to say the exact same thing about that I did about Bosnia. My jaw won't drop if Bosnia beats them. I mean,
right.
You're not playing crap right now, okay? Like that's not the scenario. And if you're here, every team has something that you can look at, like you just said. Morocco, goaltender, crazy goaltender, all that stuff. Great keeper. So this is where the cream rises to the top, and that's what kind of scares you in matches like this.
100%. Mike G also said, Neil, do heavyweights. Load creates atrophy, homie. I got like a labrum thing on my shoulder, so like that's, you know what I mean. So I'm going range of motion, lighter weight. Yeah. DNCENT, running outside. Neil is a disgusting human being. Can't wait.
Dude, I used to do that. Was one of the I blew my knee out something fierce in 2017. My kids used to love it because on days like today, they'd like be waiting at the door. You know when you come in the foyer and the air conditioning's on and the steam flying off your body? Gosh, I used to love it.
Yeah.
Take care of your legs, kids.
Woodward Sports chat thread, get into there. Oh, by the way, Freddie Felt 313 reached out to me over the social channels. He was at the Bryce Underwood signing, as a matter of fact.
Was it generational?
Got a generational autograph on his jersey from Bryce Underwood. So, hey, Freddie's a big Michigan fan. Cool, man. Cool. That's no issue with that, obviously, whatsoever. He wanted to bet me. He said, Neil, if he doubles his touchdown output to 18, we can get matching 18 tattoos. Are you in? And I said, absolutely not. Absolutely not. And Freddie, I didn't tell him this when I responded, but I'll tell him this now on the show. We are at the bar. So this is the bar where if Bryce Underwood gets 18 passing touchdowns, the whole city should get tattoos. That's not what I was told. That's not what I was told, Sean.
No.
I was told Johnny Football, Trevor Lawrence. That's what I was told. That is not what I got. And so if he gets 18 passing touchdowns, the city should get tattoos of the number 18. No.
Hey, you know what that is? That's a simple, hey, nice season. Tip the cap. Hey, let's see what happens next year. That's all that is, right? That's all that is.
18 passing touchdowns in 13 games?
I feel like we could convince Justin to do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good start.
Yeah, Freddie, reach out to Justin. I'm sure he'll do it.
He'll be in.
Yeah. Chris Putnam in the super chat. Stevie takes another soft perimeter player. Yes.
But this team needs grit. If you want an example of why this Yzer plan didn't work, all you have to do is look at Sebastian Kosa. Right? You do. And congratulations, you ended up getting a first-round pick for Sebastian Kosa. I don't think many people thought you would do that, all right? But what you did is smack dab in the middle of a rebuild, okay? And you could tell looking at the drafts, Neil, what he did. He would try to get the 2 higher drafts, right? 6 and 15. Numerous times, if you look at the drafts, you cannot take Simon Edvinson at 6 and then take Sebastian Cosa at 15, and then in 5 years' time still be waiting on Simon Edvinson to be the 6th draft in the pick, listen, I don't care what anybody says. Sorry, he's still a big question mark. You could say whatever you want. And then sit back and say, yeah, well, we're going to turn the 15th pick in the draft into the 23rd pick in the draft, a guy that maybe helps us 3 years from now. If you want to know why the Red Wings are at where they're at right now, look no further.
Can I add on to that?
Yeah.
You want another reason as to why the Yzer plan hasn't worked to maximum capacity?
All right.
How about Dylan Larkin? How about that? Like, no one is saying that. All I hear around town, the other media entities, like, this is an Yzerman problem. Yeah, because, Yzerman had his guy in here, and you guys have heard me talk about this before, but I checked again, and it didn't change. Could use more than one even strength goal since December. Could use it. Could use it, especially when you're number one in the East. When you're number one in the East and you get one even strength goal since then. See, KG, you are my problem.
Start, man.
You are my problem.
Stevie deserves some blame. He paid the man.
So does Dylan Larkin.
And nobody's saying that he does it.
Oh, they're not?
No.
Do you listen?
Two things can be true.
Steve made it worse by giving him a number 1 contract. He did. He made it worse.
Well, anybody that questioned that in this town was flogged.
There's 2 of us standing up.
Do you confess? That's what I got back in 2021 or 2022, whenever it was. I said, guys, this isn't a number 1 center, big time player in the league. What are you talking about? Neely went to Michigan.
How many times did we say it? And nobody does their homework. Well, one guy did. Look at centers in the National Hockey League and tell me where you would put Dylan Larkin. To me, that's where the argument ends. Like, honestly, to me, that's where the argument ends. But when you pay him number 1 money, it was really Neil. And Dylan Larkin, by the way, definitely has responsibility. I think part of it is you're asking somebody to be something that they're not, and that's part of it. But you add all these variables up, guys. We're about to start Yzer Plan 2.0. You know that, right? Like. You guys are aware of that, right?
The second rebuild?
Yeah, 2.0 is about to start.
Eesh.
Yeah, 2.0 is about to start. So I think that's why Steve's holding out to absolutely maximize the Larkin thing with bodies.
Can I say this, though? Like, am I KG? Somebody in the Jay-Z in the chat said, KG, fight back. He can't fight back. He can't. Can I say this? Like,
no, yeah, go ahead.
There's a part of me that'll be happy when he's traded. I'll be happy because I've been nothing but constantly disappointed with the output when it mattered most.
And that's fair. It's more than fair.
I'll be happy.
You know what? It's best for him to. He knows it. That's why I think that's part of it. It's best for him at this point.
And it'd be best for us to get more than one even strength goal from our 1C since December. Yeah. That would be best for us and the Red Wings. It really would. It
is. Listen, this is the problem that I have with these lines, though. Okay, there are people that don't want to blame Dylan Larkin. There are people that don't want to blame Steve Yzerman. Has failed. Failed. So far.
Yeah, and Sean, I think I've kept that 100 with you.
I know you have. I know.
I'm done with the prospects. I'm done hearing about them.
It is. Come on, you. And listen. I was one of those guys 2-3 years ago. I sat back and said, people don't understand what he had to take over here.
Yeah.
Okay, they don't. Like, I still don't think people get it. Okay.
No, they clearly do not.
We're years in now with multiple picks, and you're flipping 15th in the draft into 23 after 45 minutes from that guy. He played 45 minutes in Detroit, okay? And you're trying to tell me when that rain's coming down on me, it's rain and not piss. Like that's
well, don't worry, he just needs a goalie coach.
It hasn't worked, okay? And here's the worst part, and I know you guys have heard this from me the last 2 years, because 2 years ago I was crazy when I said this, and now nobody's going to argue this. They play in the best division in hockey.
Yeah.
The Atlantic divisions and this division has lapped them twice.
Damn.
Twice lapped them. Okay. Look any further? Who had more points last year, the Detroit Red Wings or the Florida Panthers? Detroit Red Wings did, right?
Yeah.
There's not one human being that could look me in the eye and say the Detroit Red Wings are a better team than the Florida Panthers today. Not one. Okay? Ready? I cannot believe I'm saying these words, but I have to for effect. Maple Leaf. Who had more points last year? Maple Leaf or the Red Wings? The Red Wings. There's not one person that could look me in the eye and tell me that the Red Wings are a better team than Maple Leaf. Oh, by the way,
You sound like somebody I know when you say that.
Yeah. You still have Tampa.
Yeah.
You still have Montreal. You still have Buffalo. Oh, by the way, the Boston Bruins who just snuck in, they got better as well. Like, you guys, we're being lapped. The only team that you could say took that step down is Ottawa. That's it. That's it. Everybody else has gone like that. Everybody.
Which Sean is really weird because I was told when you make the playoffs, all your problems are solved. That once you get in the playoffs and get that playoff experience,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden the franchise is fixed and you are on your way, right? That's what I was told. And Ottawa did it.
It worked for the Tigers.
You know I love
Tigers, the Ottawa Senators. There's so many examples.
I love linear thinking. You know that. So you're talking to the right guy. But no, you're absolutely right. Yeah. You have to be in the position and have things at each position that makes you think that this is sustainable, and they don't.
Yeah.
Period. Honestly, they've been lapped by this division twice. That's embarrassing to me.
Who farted gets it? Trade Larkin in January before the All-Star break when he always disappears anyways. You get your one even strength goal for him in December, and then you flip him immediately.
Do you know what's going to piss
Fair
people
enough.
off? And remember I said this. Do you know what's going to piss people off?
What?
He's going to go someplace, and he's going to play as he was meant to play, and he's going to
Yeah, he gonna be good.
mark my words.
He gonna be
Yeah,
bad
as long as there's
hell.
someone there to carry him, he'll be fine.
You know what, Neil? There's more validity to that than anybody wants to admit.
And that's my problem.
You put him as a second center where he's not matched up against a center who's better than him already, okay?
Yeah.
And he doesn't have that responsibility to take on the biggest responsibility all game. He's going to excel.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying the points are going to go like that or anything like that, because I think he is what he is. Stop with he's a point-a-game player. He did it once.
Yeah.
He did it once in
Well,
his whole
and he
career.
won't be because he won't be power play one anymore.
Right. So you guys, you watch. People are gonna marvel at how good Dylan Larkin is. You're gonna hear that buzz around the league. Why? You're not asking him to take down.
Because he doesn't have to do things that are difficult.
You got it. You can get mad at Neil, but he's right. He's not taking
Sean,
on the biggest responsibility every game. So
I
he'll
will
excel.
I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill. When it's difficult, he wanted out. Period. End of story. The
Neil don't like when
captain.
players ask out. Boy, that really sticks to Neil's craw.
Because it's soft, bro.
I
soft.
think situations matter, but yeah.
Dude.
I agree to a degree.
And I'm not trying to do boomer shit here, but like Isaiah Thomas got brought into the worst situation maybe in the history of sports, one of.
Yeah, he did.
And he didn't care.